Do you think it's important for us to start focusing on HIV and aging?
Because the epidemic is aging, which is a great thing. That, you know, as we discussed, by 2020, 70% of people with HIV in the U.S. Will be older, and that's actually happening around the world. I don't know the numbers for the Philippines, but I'm sure that there's going to be, as more people get treatment, there's going to be a significant population that's aging, and the issues you deal with HIV as an older adult are quite different than those as a young adult. We're dealing with many other illnesses at the same time as HIV, and you have to be able to handle all these illnesses at the same time, and you have to make sure that your quality of life is good, that you actually have a reason for doing all this work to stay alive. So the one thing I love about the Philippines is that there is a real caretaking feeling in the Philippines. The nurses and the doctors really know that providing medical care is more than just about writing a prescription. It's about making sure that people's needs are met, that all their needs. It's a very holistic approach to health, and this is what older adults need. So I'm hoping that, you know, as the population of people with HIV in the Philippines age, that they can provide this holistic kind of health care that deals with the whole person, not just with their HIV, but all their needs.
It's a very Western thing, though, for now at least, that there's a focus at least on HIV and aging, but a lot of the other countries in the world continue not to pay attention to it. And what can you say about that?
I think they're going to have to pay attention to it because as more people around the world get on treatment, what's going to happen is that they're going to be living longer. So yes, in Africa, people with HIV died very young of AIDS, and now we see in Africa that because of the Global Fund, because of PEPFAR, people are on the meds, and actually people in Africa are actually more adherent to their medications than people in the U.S. So we are going to have a large chunk of people in developing countries who are getting their meds free and are living longer. And as they get older, they're going to have a panoply of needs that have to be addressed. So it's going to happen, it is happening, and it's going to have to be addressed.
Okay. You mentioned about the specific needs that the aging population particularly actually go through, the issues that they have. What are...
I think the specific needs are really about social isolation. Many older adults with HIV have lost their friends either to AIDS or to other things in general, and as you know, it's much harder to find new friendships when you're over 50 than when you're young. Most of our lifetime friends are people we met in our 20s and 30s, and so as your social network shrinks, you become more isolated. It becomes more difficult to connect with people, which is a critical part of staying healthy. So I think the isolation, the social networks, the mental health issues, the comorbidities, the fact that older adults with HIV are going to be dealing with multiple illnesses at the same time, and they have to be dealing with all these illnesses, not just with the HIV. So these are all things that I think are different in older adults than in younger adults.
And if you have a message for PLHIVs, say in the Philippines, what would it be?
My message would be, act up, fight back, fight AIDS. I have always been so impressed with the people power movements that unseated Marcos. Filipinos took to the streets and demanded what they knew was right. And right now, it looks as though the government is not addressing the horrible spike in new HIV cases and the needs of people with HIV. And I can tell you, as a long-term member of ACT UP in New York, the only way this is going to happen is by direct action, taking to the streets and demanding that the government do what is necessary. So to Filipinos, I say, act up, fight back, fight AIDS.